Alrighty, part two. Here we go. 3:39 in the morning, West Coast time, Saturday, the 5th of April, 2025. And I was writing a letter over to Artist in Recovery / General P of Connecticut, Bristol, Connecticut. What's going on, dude? The Weaver Agency of Roseman, California is here. So you were talking about the fanboys, and I went off on a deep end concerning about a little bit of history. And for me, history wasn't a great big thing back then because I wasn't paying attention to it much. However, these days, growing older, it's becoming more and more apparent these days that I learn and grow with this. Because if I don't, I'm crashing and burning, dude. Okay, so I mentioned about Elon Musk in the beginning and in the end of the video. Now we do this one here. Guy comes over from South Africa. He goes up in an apartheid situation. Hatred towards each other's races, but they were trying to mend. It's still on the mend these days. There's still conflict. Not the violent extreme like I've seen in other things happening in Africa, but it's still there because it's being transferred over one way or another to our country. Or our own damn politicians wants to make it white race again. And yeah, they're getting racist. They're getting racial. They're allowing these things to happen on their watch, and they don't care. They don't care. I've never seen. Actually, I have seen the development of our U.S. Congress. I've seen Congress in its many reiterations turning into I don't care. I'm in office. I got power, money, and wealth, and you're giving it to me. So there. That kind of attitude we're dealing with. And it's upsetting as hell. Polite word for it. We're seeing a way of life, a way of thinking, crashing and burning. We never actually developed it into a fine start, into a finely tuned machine or finely honed skills or very artistic into something that we can call it our own. No, we turned into the empire. We're turned into the Roman Empire. We got the European manifest destiny crap going on through our systems that we don't even realize it's part of our genetic makeup already. We had to divide and conquer, even our own damn selves, just to prove we are Americans. Boy, are we out of our damn minds. We are. Musk comes over with an attitude of conquering the country one way or another. He wants to be a great engineer. Well, maybe he got some engineering skill sets. Okay, fine. He wanted to build great things that he couldn't do over in South Africa. Why not? No, because his family immigrated over here. He grows up a little bit in the country. He studies as a young man. And he sees how our country runs. Maybe he thinks he can do it a hell of a lot better. Was he actually brought up under the idea that America was the ideal place for him to go to? Or was it just a convenient place for him to stop by to conquer here and there? I don't know. All I know is this asshole who developed the Tesla, who developed some underground tunnels between place to place in Nevada, who had a space operating company he's expanded upon from coast to coast to coast. And because of the government contracts he fed upon, he didn't care. He didn't care about the American dream. The American dream for him is making more money and pilfering from people left and right. So who cares about the lower guy? He also had the idea that the lower guy, who's also a lower wage, doesn't matter. He goes for people left and right. If you're highly talented and you're motivated and you're terrified, you're with him. But if you're not, well, I've read comments. Takes over a communication corporation that, yeah, may have been running itself ragged and almost downhill. But his way of salvaging it, he buys the damn thing because he's got no choice. He had a choice. He had a frickin' choice regarding Twitter. He could have just said no, dealt with the loss, and moved on. But no, not this asshole. This asshole takes it over. He thinks it's going to be for free speech. Next thing we know, he's limiting speech left and right to all the hate mongers out there who like to spew off conspiracies and hatred and everything else going on. Meanwhile, the rest of corporate media, who's scrambling like crazy, is still trying to figure what the hell is going on. And the independents out there who spawned off the regular corporate media, they're still scratching their heads saying, what the hell, man? They're still doing it to this day. Of course, we now have got other social media platforms out there for them to go, what the hell, man? I sit back and watch. I sit back and watch. I'm starting to consume Gatorade because milk is not exactly doing it for my stomach these days. So now I got to deal with Gatorade just to solve it, just to settle my stomach a little bit. While things are going absolutely stark raving mad. And I can't figure it out. I can't figure out how come we've ended up in a situation where we don't know what the hell's going on anymore. Do we? Do we honest to God know what the hell's going on anymore? Because I sure as hell lost track of that one. Well, right now I'm just trying to get my computer systems to not crash on each other. Trying to see if I've got things working. Because if not, we got shit happening all over the place. How am I supposed to be able to deal with Social Security being crashed and burned? I don't know. I don't even have an adequate answer for that one yet. So we got power in the system. Okay. Maybe not so much. Let me see what we got. We got plugged in charging. Consider charging battery 96 available. Son of a bitch. Damn bugs. Yeah, damn bugs. The things I gotta live through. Elon has his own damn shit happening these days, and is scaring the hell out of people left and right. Okay, we got that already. He's a scary dude, doesn't know his ass from a hot rock. He thinks that civilian interception of whatever we're going through is the key to everything. I tell this asshole, but it doesn't work that way. Meaning that civilian oversight to our government system, yes, I can understand that because we had it built into an ancient but working program called the U.S. Constitution. And because of that, it's supposed to have been working all this damn time. But the problem is, nobody else buys it, apparently. They say the Constitution's old and outdated. Well, that's why we have the amendment process. That's why we have the amendment process into the Constitution to keep it fresh, keep it new. And guess what? People still don't like it because they're not following it. However, there's other people who are still pissed off about it, and they still will protest. If I'm not mistaken, today on this date, we're supposed to be having some kind of world protest day, or every country, every city is supposed to be going through its own thing to protest about things. Every time I kept hearing about the independent people and anybody else that kept talking about impeachment, I kept laughing at them this time. Because noticing how our country is being screwed over one way or another. This is pissing me off and this is scaring the hell out of me. And I'll tell you why. Who or what do we have in our government system regarding the line of succession? You can Google this, you know. I've done it many times. I've put it into my files. I've put it into my videos out there. People can look. I'll give you another hint. Who do we have currently, politically wise, running the country? Who are the crazy people in charge? Among the crazy people are your line of succession. So, which idiot did you want to run the country? That's why it won't work. If there was Democrats mixture into the lunatic asylum, we might have a chance. But right now, we have Trumplicans all over the place. So the line of succession is not going to work. Impeachment's not going to work. You'll get rid of one asshole and you get a what they call a Hitler form in a vice president. You already got a mental doofus as the president of the United States who's hell bent on controlling the world. He thinks he's the greatest negotiator. Ha! He thinks he had a direct line with all these other guys. You know what they're doing to him? To the old gas bag in office right now? Ha! You know what the world's doing to Trump right now? The allies supposedly to our country right now? Very few people will get this reference. Besides dealing with a dog, she must be obeyed right now. Nah, probably won't get the reference to this one here, but for the most part. Okay. I know some people might get it if they are a Trekkie. I got not enough room to do this shit. Okay, and one particular episode, Sins of the Father, Next Generation, Star Trek, Season 3 of Season 4. Lieutenant Commander Worf, a Klingon officer on board the Starship Enterprise, gets discombobulated. Basically, he's got the Klingon Empire turning their back against each other. It's basically like that kind of situation we've got with us. It's that situation that we're running into right now with our government system in cahoots, and our own negotiating skills with our allies has gotten to flummox. Our allies, our trading partners, are scratching their heads, wondering what happened to the American people. We got lazy, we got apathetic, we got greedy, we got turned into something of the Roman Empire. Not bad for an English literature guy going through college for about 10 years. Yeah, as an adult, I've been going through it myself. I'm going through it myself because I got to change my major in the college I'm going to. I've been there practically 10 years. A decade. Wow, okay. At a community college, learning stuff. 59 years old, still learning stuff. It's great. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Open-minded now these days, but back then as a kid, forget it. But I'm seeing more and more coincidences? Nope. Patterns being repeated left and right that we keep screwing ourselves over one way or another. Maybe a doddering old fool and idiot as I am right now, but this doddering old fool and idiot is seeing all this stuff happening and feels like there's no way of controlling everything. So, yeah, I got a problem with all this stuff. I do. Computer is dying. Need to get it repaired and replaced. I can't even get that done. We're talking about a vice president being somewhat of a Hitler type because of his previous videos about a decade or earlier, older than that, was showing his own thought patterns relating to a certain short mustache dude back in 1930s through the 40s who wants to conquer the world and be a hate monger. And he still is to this day. So yeah, it's scary when I'm seeing guys like him coming through the ranks and terrifying people left and right. We got the replicas of them who want to be the same way. They want to show that they are in charge, so they're doing their cruel and unusual. Cruel and unusual. We kept writing stories about this one since World War II, putting in different media formats for people to understand that the stuff is transmitted from generation to generation to generation. In the United States, we actually had that going, and we had it going ever since we came across the waters over here. Didn't even realize it, but we were developing it a great deal. And so had the Native Americans with themselves. But they tried to get along with each other. The operative word tried. We unfortunately didn't. Oh, we could try doing the religious piety crap left and right. That doesn't work. You have to look at history in the context. You have to go over it like crazy. I'd taken about 10 years taking different classes, trying to get perspective on what I'm looking at in the world. There's no short-term viewpoint on this. We're a species that's supposed to be of tremendous hope and looking forward to the future, and all I keep saying looking into the future is we're crashing and burning. You want to talk about fanboys out there who want to think and believe that someone else is going to lead them to a garden. Well, hell, we tried to do that with the religious beliefs, didn't we? Well, what's getting to us right now. We have religious theocracies happening. One major one in a country kicked out its democratically elected people and really did a job on religion. And they considered the American leader during those days as Great American Satan, or actually just a great Satan. Now, he was an actor that got into office and developed Alzheimer's, dementia. Rumor was his wife was running the country, not him. Yeah, I diminished that guy, but he was already diminishing. As did the guy we've already got right now in the office. And we don't have a first lady trying to control his ass. No, his own family is just living fine on the hog right now, so we're dealing with that crap. You want to talk about fanboys? A lot of people drank the Kool-Aid, so to speak, and thought this orange gas bag was everything because he sold them. They were already disenfranchised with their own lives, that they thought this guy was going to be the greatest thing ever. Now they're discovering they were fools and idiots. But then again, the Democratic Party was also fools and idiots as well. Welcome to Politics 101. Personally, I don't give much for fanboys. It used to be a long time ago, but these days, not much. Yeah, I could still do the Vulcan hand salute on both hands. I could do the no, no, no. I discovered a long time ago that this was religious. Certain cultures, this was prevalent in services. So we were all celebrating this one as fans. I'm not knocking against it. I think it's cool. Besides, television sci-fi phenomenon that we still have, that's probably dying or mutating into something else. But being fanboys of a guy who's wants billions for himself and thinks he's helping out an adopted country he got himself into, and now the country is starting to hate his ass because of all the work he's done on how to chop up our Constitution, our government departments, and everything else. And he's looking for waste and funding. Now, No, he's doing it for his own stupid, selfish reasons. How to screw over the people left and right that he got into the country with. Oh, no, 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 no. It's not happening in our watch. What is happening in our watch is we're changing into something else. And I did say that we were like the Roman Empire. In this particular administration, we are the Empire of America. I made fun of it, but there's nothing to make fun of this one. There's no laugh track in this one. We have an imperialistic nature. We're supposed to be capitalistic. We're supposed to be democratic. We're supposed to be Republican of sorts. We're supposed to be thinking about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Oh, only for some, not for everybody else. You're under the pyramid, so let's get you squished. Yeah, I have a negative, piss poor attitude about our country here. About the American values I grew up with. They're values that my ancestors, my past relatives, grew up under. I'm seeing the new values these days. If people actually support invasion of another country for a canal, if they could look at our northern ally, next door neighbor, as a 51st state, if they could look at invading an ice chest for some shiny rocks, pissing off NATO and United Nations as being American values, I'm going to throw a dog at them. Say hi to the world. World, I'm throwing this dog at you. A whiny senior citizen, blind, deaf, and very much of a control freak. Guess what America's got? The same type. Except he's probably blind in his head. With dementia and Alzheimer's in there somewhere. And scaring the hell out of people left and right with his whining. His constant whining. I don't know who's worse. The elected orange gas bag with everything else that comes along with the trash, or my dog that I love more dearly than being a fanboy to some other asshole who just wants to gut everything for his own personal pleasure and his own wealth. He says he does it for the good of the country. He doesn't know his ass from a hot rock. He really doesn't. Creates companies that are only for him. He wants to go to Mars. He hasn't gone through any training yet for the damn shit. Give me a break. We haven't seen any publicity shots about Musk going through an astronaut training program. Not one damn thing. Does he understand about it? Oh, he's got his own company. That doesn't tell me shit. I've known senators right now that are serving in the Congress who have actually been in space. A lot older than this asshole is. They got more experience in things. They've also been in the military. Has this guy ever served? Has this corporate billionaire ever served in the military or wanted to? Now was his track record regarding drugs. They won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. And if he's that hooked up with it, he takes ketamine and God knows what else. And he's acting like a complete Fruit Loop. Is it logical? Let me point it out to you folks. Is it logical to bring an active chainsaw to a convention and run the damn thing as it is a toy? He cries because his company that he bought, or maybe he actually did create the damn thing, Nobody's buying his stuff, and therefore he's crying, and yet he's gutting people's jobs left and right, and corporations in the process. Give me a break. It's no wonder I have to keep drinking ginger ale. I got more acid reflux than anything else that milk can't even touch. You have a good day too, pal. Keep doing your stuff in Connecticut. I'll keep belly aching out here in the West Coast.